Putting someone who's had a mental breakdown to live what is basically like halls with a lot of people who are also very mentally ill, some of them who've been there for 6 months, is not a suitable environment for them to get better, because they didn't get better. It was a mental breakdown, but the actual name of it was an acute psychotic episode, which is where you go mental for a certain amount of time and you're just off the planet, more or less. It's like you think you're in a film, and I thought at the time things were happening when they weren't. You have like mistaken beliefs and about the world which just aren't true, but because you're in such a sensitive state, you just think they are true straight away. Your rational mind goes out the window, and all you have are crazy thoughts and beliefs about the world. It started off with just enormous pressure from school. It was just before an exam. I remember being okay, and then after the exam, I descended into the breakdown. So you could say that the start of it was sort of the pressure from the education system to get me into university. When I realised that I wasn't probably going to get into university from that exam, that's when I kind of beat myself up about it and tortured myself. I was so ashamed that I did so badly in it. I wouldn't let myself sleep. If you stay awake for long enough, your mind just goes somewhere else, which is what happened. I just went through so many different emotions, and then it all sort of just spiraled down into the depths of a mental breakdown. I walked across the university field and saw the gym, and I just remember thinking, well, if they want to see something, then they can see this. And for some reason, there was a metal bar on the floor. I just got angry and smashed the window. But either way, within a couple of minutes, I was being arrested. I now know that the second cell was a secure unit because they had stuff on the windows and stuff like that. They must have thought I was in danger to something. And they just said, we've got a doctor to see you. She said, okay, he needs to go to a mental hospital. They said I was extremely weak and dying, hence why the medication they gave me was designed to make me eat and sleep, because they said they said to my father, he hasn't slept in a week, he hasn't eaten in a week. If we don't give him this medication, which was a really high dosage of some really powerful, it's like the frontline medication, then he will die. And then it was a long recovery after that, and discharge and social workers and endless doctor appointments and medication I still take to this day. It was as though I woke up from a dream, because I woke up one day and I was fine. I woke up and said, why am I in a mental institution? In terms of how my life is now, yeah, it's good. In terms of mental illness, there is none. I took a few months off to recover, didn't really see anyone, stayed in the house, and just spent a lot of it thinking about what I wanted to do with my life and where I was and what sort of person I was. A lot of it was trying to make sense of what happened. It did make me a lot of a stronger person, I think, because what I went through, only a few people really go through in the world. It's so rare that, I mean, when it happened, no one knew what was going on, because no one even knew anyone that it had happened to. Those same people that were in hospital with me are probably still there now. I doubt they would have had many new patients in. It made me stronger because it was the greatest challenge I'd ever faced, and I overcame it and got out of hospital, and it could have ruined my entire life. I could still be in hospital now. I went through something that almost killed me, and it didn't. And I managed to succeed afterwards. Yeah, it probably made me who I am.